left the stable and secure climatic period that gave birth to our civilizations. There is no going back. No matter what we do now, it's too late to avoid climate change.
Well, I came here to share the fact that we have a window of time to try and slow down climate change and loss of biodiversity. Some scientists say we've reached the point of no return already, and I don't believe that. You yourself as an individual can't slow down climate change, but act locally. Find something you care about in your community. Maybe it's the trash in the streets, maybe it's dirty rivers, and whatever it is, see what you can do about it. And then you'll see that here I can make a difference.
The UN Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, has hailed a major new report on climate change as a survival guide for humanity. Climate scientists from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said that clean energy and technology can be exploited to avoid the growing climate disaster. But they also warned a key global temperature goal will probably be missed. They say the world is expected to warm above 1.5 degrees Celsius by the early 2030s.
Our burning of fossil fuels, our destruction of nature, our approach to industry, construction and learning are releasing carbon into the atmosphere at an unprecedented pace and scale. We are already in trouble. The stability we all depend on is breaking. This story is one of inequality as well as instability. Today, those who've done the least to cause this problem are being the hardest hit. Ultimately, all of us will feel the impact, some of which are now unavoidable.
بنعالج حالنا بحالنا ما حدا بيقربنا.
The richest half of the world are responsible for 86% of greenhouse gas emissions, and the poorest half for just 14%. But poorer communities are already worse affected by the climate change caused by those emissions.
The poor are definitely disproportionately impacted.
Researchers at the University of Brussels have found that children born in high-income countries will see twice as many extreme weather events as their grandparents did. But for children in low-income countries, it'll be worse. They'll see 3 times as many.
And it's not a lie. If 97% of scientists agree in climate change, who are we to question that? Maybe you don't mind global warming because you live in Canada, and I know it can get pretty cold here in the wintertime. But for the rest of us around the world, we know that the Earth is getting hotter and hotter. We know that it's melting glaciers and causing sea level to rise. And we know as long as we keep on destroying the planet like this, all living things are in danger. Plants, animals, me and you, and all the humans on this planet too. So what do we do? How do we stop it from happening anymore? How do we fix all things that have gone bad? Well, we need a really big change right now.
If we are causing climate change, then management is the root cause. It is how we manage coal, oil, livestock, forests, food production, and other resources that results in biodiversity loss, desertification, mega fires, and climate change. What could we recommend world leaders do about management?
There was a COP26 in Glasgow. 15 days, all the world leaders met. The word soil was not mentioned. But today, soil has become main part of the narrative. European Union has declared that regeneration of soil is one of the important ways to mitigate climate change. This narrative changed mainly because of Save Soil movement. So this change of narrative and the way of… see, the human beings work like this. First we change the way we think, then we get a little emotional about it and cry about it a little bit, and then action comes forth slowly. But if action comes forth from all these people, wonderful, we appreciate, but it's not a solution. Solution is only when the policy happens. There are many aspects of policy. One simple thing is like this. See, if you maybe Mumbai is the wrong place for me to say this, but in any city, the older part of the city, if you look at it, there is no concept of a window. Everybody is built wall to wall homes. But in the newer part of the city, wherever you go, there are laws. If you have 10,000 square feet of land, you can't build 10,000 square feet. Maybe they'll allow you to build 6,000 or 7,000 square feet, some space for you, your neighbor, this is a law. But if you have 100 acres of land, either in India or any part of the world,
do what you want with it.
You can turn 100 acres into a desert in the next 10 years, nobody will ask you why you have done it, because there is no such law. I'm saying worldwide, because this is a global affair. You cannot conduct organic life only in my farm and your farm, it has to be a global process. When I say organic aspect, soil is the largest living system, not just on this planet, in the known universe. This is the largest living system. A handful of soil could have anywhere between 8 to 10 billion organisms, 50 to 75,000 species of organisms. That's how it is. What your body is just a reflection of the soil. So I have no doubt soil policies will be made. Will it happen in time? That's our only question. Definitely it will happen. It's the time. So, in democratic nations across the world, now you are not only citizen of this country, in terms of internet, you are a citizen of the world. If huge number of people don't constantly make noise about it, political leaders will forget it. I'm not trying to blame them. See, if you had a job which is only for 4 years, and in these 4 years, would you try to do something that will produce result in 4 years? Or would you dare to take up something that takes 20, 25 years to produce result? What would be your choice? 4 years, short-term stuff. Because democracy is all about short-term stuff, okay? So if they have to take up something long-term, because resources are always scarce, who wants to invest long-term? Unless people say, this is what we want. Hello? People aren't talking to people. Unless people say, this is what we want, how will anybody invest? You must also understand a political leader's problem. Today is right on the top. Tomorrow if he loses the election in another 3 days, 5 states results are coming. Tomorrow if they lose the election, they just become nothing, all right? There is no alternate, there is no second level of job for them, fired completely. If you had a job like this, you would also be very… We need to understand their plight also, right? Many of them are professional politicians, they don't have any other job or business or anything. So if they lose the election, it's finished, they're over. When that is the case, you must understand there is a certain desperation of activity, how they make policies. Unless people assure them, if you invest long-term, we are with you. This needs to happen.
COP28, the most important climate conference of the year. This is an annual international climate summit convened by the United Nations, and this year it will be held here in Dubai from November 30th to December 12th. Tens of thousands of people will be attending it, from government officials and business leaders to youth advocates, even leaders of fossil fuel companies. So obviously we are here too to bring you all the updates.